Welcome to Dominican USA. My name is Mr. Kennedy. We're in front of the Jet Set nightclub to commemorate the one-year anniversary where 236 souls were lost. They lost their lives, and countless others were injured, maimed, and we're here just to bring awareness to what's going on. And let me give you just an insight as to what happened here on April 8th, 2025. The roof of the iconic Jet Set nightclub in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, collapsed during a live performance by famed singer Ruby Perez, resulting in a tragedy that killed over 236 people and injured countless of others. The collapse caused by a structural negligence. And this is, by the way, I feel, this is my personal opinion, this is criminal negligence that occurred here in the Jet Set at 12:44 in the morning. Mondays was iconic, where people used to gather and sing and listen to all these great entertainers coming in from Ruby Perez, Fernando Villalona. We're talking about Los Rosarios and so many others. And by the way, just on a personal side, I used to come here at once back in 1996 to the 2000 period. And I went in there when I used to wear younger man's clothes at one point. And I had a great time. My personal entertainer was Felix de Olio. I came and saw him and his guitar. And we're here to remember those people that were lost. We're here to bring justice to those families, those children that were left orphaned. They have no parents. Some of them have one parent remaining. Some of them have two parents that were lost here because this was a family gathering. Every Monday, it was family. These folks knew each other. We have baseball stars that lost their lives here. Octavio Dotel, he lost his life here. Tony Blanco lost his life here. We have the baseball player's sister, Miss Cruz. She lost her life here. Ruby lost his life here. And the band and so many great, wonderful people lost their lives here. Now, what are we looking for? We're looking for justice. Now, as you know that, if you don't know, the owner of this nightclub is Antonio Espaillat and his sister. They've both been charged with criminal negligence. They bonded out. I guess it was almost $1 million that they used. And they are at liberty. They just have their freedom now. We're pushing as a community. We're pushing as a community to bring justice, to make sure that justice prevails. Because if you look at the history of Jet Set was constructed in 1973. 1973, it was a great place to come. In 2010 and 15, they renovated Jet Set. They renovated Jet Set, and they put a lot of heavy equipment up on top of the roof without any permit, without any notice. And as you know, if you've ever been into Jet Set, it doesn't have any columns protecting the middle. And that's where the collapse began, in the middle. And there were accusations that people, while they were drinking their drinks, sand was sprinkling in their drinks. So it is quite obvious that something was wrong. And I believe there was a fire, too, that really damaged the structure, the structure of the building. And, you know, this is sad. This is a somber moment. This is a day of mourning for the country, not only for Santo Domingo, but also for the country. This is a day of mourning, and we want to bring that forward. We want to show you the images that are here. As you see, we're going to pan out, and they had a ceremony early. I couldn't be here early in the morning because of the rain, but they had a ceremony, but I did wanted to come and share this with you. I wanted to share this with you. I want everyone to understand, not only in the Dominican Republic, but worldwide. This was a tragedy worldwide, where you're going to come and enjoy yourself, and you're not going to make it out. 236 people were taken out in body bags. Justice must prevail, and we're looking for you to get involved. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the like button and hit the alert, and let's bring you all this that's happening here at Jet Set 2025. April 8th at 12:44, 236 people lost their lives. Welcome back to Dominican USA. My name is Mr. Kennedy, and we're here in front of the cross that they erected here right behind me to pay homage and to those who lost their lives here at Jet Set. They erected a cross. They put a lot of candles, as you see. People are mourning. They're in pain. Is the 1-year anniversary commemorating the tragic loss here at Jet Set. Talking to some of these folks that are here, I wanted to find someone that speaks English, but it seems like, those folks probably left. So we're going to do this without any interviews, but I think that the images that you see behind me and everywhere else, the somber moment, this thing is so agonizing for the families of the ones they lost. Again, I'm gonna say this again: the children that are orphaned, that don't have their parents. I do know someone that I've worked with that now is in Qatar, serving this government. His former wife lost her life here, and his 3 kids were left orphaned by the mother. So justice is what we're looking for. Justice is what this country is looking for, what this community is looking for, because how much can we cry? How much pain is there? Of course, grieving doesn't have a time limit, and I understand that. But we need to make these families whole through indemnity. These folks need to get paid. Someone needs to raise these wonderful children that don't have any parents now. And if the Dominican Republic is going to live to its true meaning of justice, because this is what they talk about here in the Dominican Republic, they talk about justice, and this will be a landmark case that we could get a conviction, and we could get monetary funds to these families. I'm very passionate about this because this could have been me right in that building. It could have been any of us. So we need to be aware of that. We need to have some empathy for these families and not forget their pain, because their pain is our pain. Yesterday it was them. Tomorrow it could be one of us. Yeah. So from Jet Set, on the 1-year anniversary, we bring you this information for you to stay active, for you to spread the word, to tell your family members, to tell your friends that we cannot allow this. We cannot allow this to be without justice. We have to implore that we receive justice here. My name is Mr. Kennedy. This is Dominican USA. Welcome to Dominican USA. My name is Mr. Kennedy. We're here in front of Jet Set, the iconic nightclub that was first constructed back in 1973. This is a somber moment. Today we're commemorating the 1-year anniversary of the implosion of Jet Set. To give awareness, to bring awareness, I should say, to bring awareness of those folks who lost their lives. On April 8th, 2025, at 12:44 in the morning, this club right behind me imploded. 236 souls were lost right here. And countless of others were left injured and maimed. Now, what we're looking for is justice for these folks that lost their lives. Yes, the pain is heavy. The agony is here. The moment has come for us to seek justice. And I say us because, I'm part of this community, and it pains me. I didn't lose anyone back here, but I have a history with this club. I've been here. I've seen many stars. April 8th, 2025, we lost Ruby Perez, which is a major merengue star. He was lost in the implosion. We have baseball players like Octavio Dotel. He used to play for the major leagues. Tony Blanco. We have Nelson Cruz's sister. She's, I believe, a governor up in one of the provinces. We had notables. We had a lot of VIPs, but the most important people, I would say, that lost their lives here were the workers. Those who were here every Monday working, serving, cleaning. These are the folks that are left without nothing. When we're talking about justice, for those who had money, that's one thing. But those who didn't or don't have the resources, because they're no longer here, their kids are left orphaned. So we're seeking justice. We want to make sure that the word is out there. We want to have everyone understand that this fight isn't over. Yes, they're deceased. Yes, they're no longer with us. But the fight continues. The fight continues for justice. And this is what this is all about. And as you see with the images that are here, there's a lot of somber people, a lot of people still crying. They're crying over their loss of their families, their friends. They're crying. And they need to be healed. Yes, you can heal yourself spiritually, but we're looking for justice. Justice means that we're going to make them whole again. We need to find these resources for them so they can raise those orphan kids. Now, if you have any comments, put it in the comment areas. Please put it in there. If you want to speak about Jet Set, write it. Let me know. I'll respond. But we're not going to let this die. Here at Dominican USA, we're not going to let this die. And we want everyone to understand that this is extremely important. This is a national day of mourning. Everywhere I go, it's been somber, quiet. And that's not usually what happens here. Everyone here is festive. They're happy. They're hardworking. That's the Dominican people. But there is a somberness that's around us. So please, just take a moment of silence. Let's take a moment of silence just to remember those who lost their lives. A lot of young people lost their lives. My name is Mr. Kennedy. This is Dominican USA. Welcome back to Dominican USA. My name is Mr. Kennedy. It is tremendous sun. It's got to be like 90 degrees today. It rained like the dickens early, about 4:30. Some of my home got a little bit flooded. But we're determined to seek justice. I'm standing right in front of the side of Jet Set, where you're going to see what remains of Jet Set, what remained of the roof that collapsed, that imploded. You could see it right behind me. Those heavy stones that fell down and crushed their lives. 236 lives were taken right behind me. And, you know, this is like my third time coming here. I was here several months ago. I came here in May 2025. I was still living in Florida. I decided to move here because I wanted to be part of this Dominican community. And, you know, just by being here, you could feel like there is a spirit here that moves people. And I feel it. And I feel it. So, you know, I'm lost for words, really. You know, I did go to 9/11. I was living in Manhattan. I went to Ground Zero. I was working in New York City. And, of course, this is nothing compared to 9/11, but the feeling is here. The photos are here. The candles are here. The pain is here. Everything of this tragedy is here. And I'm reliving it again. I lived 9/11, and now I'm reliving this. And this doesn't make it any better. If you have any comments, put it in the description, please. You know, we want to hear from you. We really want to hear from you. This is important because this is going to be time-stamped, and this is going to be part of the history of the Dominican Republic. This is going to be part of our history here. And we want the world to know that we miss these folks that lost their lives. We feel the pain of these kids that don't have parents. And if you're willing, if you could reach into your heart, there's a lot of, well, there's some here in the Dominican Republic, agencies that are doing God's work to raise funds for these orphans. Just go on Google it. I don't have that information, but I know it's here. And Google it and find some agency that's doing God's work and contribute something to them. Because what we feel is that justice is going to prevail, but when it comes to the finances and the monetary, it's not going to be there. It's not going to be there. It's not going to be enough. And that's our fear. And this is why I'm here. This is why Dominican USA is here at this moment. And we need you to be here with us. Once again, my name is Mr. Kennedy, and this is Dominican USA. Thank you for being with us.